Hey, what's going on, world? I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of Problems and Solutions podcast. Tonight we have a special guest that I'm gonna bring on. This brother, he's done a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I've been following him for a minute. He's done a lot of things that I think should be noted and shown uh, amongst us to know that, you know what I'm saying? Like there's ways that you can succeed. So without further ado, I'd like to bring him on. Karan El Bay. What's going on, brother?
Peace, world. How y'all doing? God bless each and every one of you. God bless you and your families. And I appreciate you guys welcoming me on this podcast today. And the
No
welcome
doubt,
is
no doubt.
warm and graceful.
Um, for those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself and you know what I'm saying your many accomplishments? Or tell us about your many accomplishments.
So I'm right now, I'm a king in Ghana, and I'm a diplomat also, a United States diplomat. I started off working for IBM as a computer technician. I learned how to fix computers and network them and stuff like that. Then I got into my own business, creating herbs and different elixirs to heal people. I cured a lot of disease for different people and stuff like that. Brought a lot of families to where they need to be and stuff like that. And then after that, I got into cryptocurrency, and I created my own cryptocurrency. We put it on a trading platform, and it's trading out right now. One crypto coin is worth 456 US dollars. So I used the proceeds from my cryptocurrency and other things I was doing to start funding different countries and helping families in crisis. So right now I'm a king in Ghana. I'm the king of finance for Ga, which is a kingdom that's
Mm.
in Ghana right now, and they own a lot of land in Ghana and stuff like that. And my parents are from Ghana as well, my mom and my dad. So that's how I got to actually be a king in Ghana. And then moving up, traditionally, I started off as a prince and then I became a king. So I'm also a king in Egypt too because I have a DNA relation to Pharaoh Ramses III in Cairo, Egypt. So what I did was came to Ghana and I took my seat on the throne as a king. And I'm also going to Cairo, Egypt to claim my seat on the throne as a pharaoh in Cairo, Egypt. So I had my set of travels and everything. I did 4 years in Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong for 4 years, learned the Chinese culture, and I also learned the Hong Kong culture. And between China and Hong Kong, they two different countries. So Hong Kong they speak Cantonese, in China they speak Mandarin. So when I went there, I had to learn Mandarin in China and Cantonese in Hong Kong. I set up a hair factory in Hong Kong and started manufacturing women's hair. I made a lot of money doing that, took that money and started reinvesting into multiple businesses. So I was able to come back to America with a shitload of money, and I
Mm-hmm.
started setting up
Shop,
different
yeah.
businesses and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I set up a finance company, I set up a wellness company, I set up a CBD company, and the CBD that we have it heals on a molecular level because the CBD it's called CBD isolate, and it don't have any terpenes or nothing in it. And we
Okay.
also have a manufacturing center in Denver where we manufacture and grow our own CBD. And the CBD is nano size, so the intake is faster. Like when you actually take it into your body, it's smaller than the molecule and actually smaller than a cell in your body. So the absorption rate is much faster. So we studied our CBD versus other people's CBD with so a lot of people CBD have THC in it, and that's one of the derivatives of it. Our CBD have a small amount of THC, but they have more medicinal and healing properties than most.
Yeah, they definitely do. Definitely do. So, take me to your experience in China. Like, what was it like over there? Like, as far as
So
the
when I got to China, it was really hard to communicate, to be honest with you, because a lot of people in China did not speak English. So I found myself on the crossroad of actually getting the things that I want. Most people think that they could just go to China and automatically, soon they touch down, they just gonna find factories and stuff like that that they could go to and receive goods and ship it back to the US. But it wasn't that type of party because the
Mhm.
people in China, most of them don't speak English, and then if you don't know Mandarin, it's hard to communicate. So I had to go and find me an assistant, and I hired my assistant. We set up an office in Hong Kong, and then I went back to China to get everything I got with the communication of my assistant. So she was able to communicate with the locals to get everything that I needed. So she was really like assistant slash translator because she
Yeah.
was multiverse to where she could speak different languages and stuff. But it was a good experience after that. Once I was able to communicate with the people, we started seeing eye to eye. I started learning the Chinese culture. I started learning about the foods that they eat and things like that. I was vegetarian at that time, so I wasn't eating meat. So I just was eating vegetables and things of that nature, drinking smoothies and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So I definitely want to speak about the Ghana experience because that's major because I see on the news like well internet news where they're telling African Americans to come home. So
Yeah,
like,
when I actually went back to Ghana, because when I was young, I actually went to Ghana, and then when I came back as an adult, it was a different experience. But either way, they treat you like you're supposed to because you back home around your people. And
mhm.
when I went there, they welcomed me with open arms. They had banners and everything up. They had a holy man that was there that actually prayed over us. They did a goat sacrifice right in front of
Oh
me, cut
wow.
the goat neck, and the blood was gushing everywhere. I had to actually step over the goat, and that's the tradition. And then we had to dress in traditional clothes. We did spiritual baths and stuff like that, and we prayed a lot and everything. We got in tune with the ancestors. They actually prayed over us for spiritual protection and enlightenment. The reason why I went back to Ghana was to fund Ghana with a whole bunch of money and everything because I'm able to put together financial transactions. So I was able to put together a financial transaction with a bank in Dubai that my uncle owned and with the and with our ancestors and the people from God State because God State is a is actually one of the kingdoms there, and it's an old kingdom, and it go back from years and years. So they represent and acknowledge God State as being one of the kingdoms. And my grandfather was one of the first kings in Ghana and everything. So we do have a lot of land and things like that that's sacred that can't be distributed out to any Chinese or any other people because those people was coming there trying to take the land, trying to take the gold, and they was trying to take the bauxite because we have acres of gold, acres of bauxite. Bauxite is used to make steel and other things like that.
Okay. Oh okay. I didn't know that. So is Ghana how is Ghana the slave coast?
I mean, I wouldn't say that because they got their freedom from the colonials and everything. They separated. They was like one of the first countries in Africa to separate from the Queen in the Vatican. So now they actually Aborigines and Aboriginals to where they have their freedom. So you could say it's a sovereign country, one of the first sovereign countries in Africa, to where it's like no welfare, it's no public assistance. Everybody work and everybody make their money, and a lot of the people there are business owners.
Okay. So what would you say the biggest difference from you being in the States and then being in Ghana? Like what would you say is the biggest difference?
I
Like
mean, it's less control, like it's less control because the kingdoms own the land and the government just put together different assistance. The government in Ghana do not own land and everything. So in America, the governments took over the land. They can't own land, they can only assign land in America. And a lot of people that have land in America, they lost the allodial title, which is the real title to their land. So when
hmm
they register their land with American governments, they lose the allodialship of the land, and now they have a registration to where they have to answer to the Department of Taxation and to the government and whatever type of government that's running that particular state that the land is in. So they definitely had to pay taxes. That's pretty much the difference in the land. Because in Ghana, you don't pay taxes on the land because you own the land. And when you own the land in Ghana, you rent land to the police, to the fire department, and everything, and they pay you rent.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's interesting because I see a lot of them. I've seen a couple videos of them telling this to come out, but it's not well spread. To, you know what I'm saying, to the masses. To like that's an interesting because when I was in the military, I went to Africa, so it was like it
Oh
was a
yeah,
it was a different
what
experience.
part?
Um, what was the name of this? Oh, what was the name of this? Seychelles. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. So was you in Kenya or was you in what part of Africa you was in?
It was somewhere. It was called the Seychelles, I believe. And then we went through the strait, the Bering. Is that the Bering Strait where all the ships and all the thing go through?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yep,
talking about?
yeah.
So then I think that it was a country called Seychelles. It was like off the Horn of Africa. That's where he was around.
Okay, it was more like in the suburbs. It wasn't really city, right? Was it developed or undeveloped or
No,
was
it
it
wasn't really.
rural?
No, it was like more. No, it wasn't developed.
So it was more like rural.
Yeah, it was more like a rural spot. It was a different
Yeah.
experience. There, you know what I'm saying?
So what food was you eating?
Uh I can't. I don't. I can't even remember, big dog. I can't
Yeah,
even
so
remember.
you probably was eating local food, but the difference between the food in America and the food in Africa is a lot fresh because the food is killed on the spot and then it's cooked right then and there. So it's not like you freezing chicken and stuff like that or groceries. It's not really too many grocery stores. So it's like you either gonna get fresh meat, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and everything fresh, but it just depends on the person, they diet and their experience with actually foods and things like that that they like. But it's interesting because you could taste the difference in the food, the flavors, and
Yeah,
then we have a lot of different sauce that we use, and it's totally different. America is so colonized that the people are brainwashed into believing that they a certain people or a certain creed when they not. So they lost their heritage and their culture. So there's no culture in America, to be honest with you, unless you really know where you're from. Like the Jamaicans have a culture when they come to America, the Haitians, the Chinese,
yeah,
the Caucasians. But then when you consider African, it's kind of different. Even in Africa, we have a culture, but it's not seen in America to the point where like the Americans could actually pick up on tradition. So all of that
Yeah.
stuff is in museums and stuff. And I don't know too many Americans that go to museums. Some go to museums and things like that, but they don't research the culture of Africa to really tap back in.
Mm. So, where did you learn your business sense from? Like, was that always in you to be an entrepreneur, or like was it taught
Well,
along?
I went to college and I graduated with an associate's degree in business management and a bachelor's degree in media production. So I was doing music at one point in time, and I learned business skills like proper business etiquette, how to set up a company, how to incorporate it, how to set up an office for the company, how to hire staff, how to do payroll, how to do accounts receivables, and how to do manufacturing and distribution to certain consumers and stuff. So it was an experience. I took all of that in because I paid attention to that part because I found that more interesting when I was going for my associate's degree because I wanted to be a manager, but I didn't want to manage someone's company and make them rich. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So it
Yeah.
gave me a chance to learn certain life skills and everything. And those life skills gave me responsibility and made me more mature.
Okay. Yeah, because there's one thing I can say, like from following you and knowing, like you definitely be on your business, big dog. You definitely be on your business. You know what I'm saying? So I want to salute you and everything that you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that definitely.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
here for the people actually. I'm a humanitarian at the end of the day. So when it come to helping our people and helping them get ahead, that's what I spend my time doing. So I
Yeah.
don't spend my time doing just tooting my horn or just showing off what I could do. It's actually me versus myself because we all excel to certain levels in life, and it's like once you reach a certain level in life, you could go much further than where you are. So I challenge myself, and then when people come along and they want me to either mentor them or just give them advice, I give them the proper advice and I give them guidance, if anything.
Okay. Yeah. Because we definitely need that in the community. But they gotta want the advice though. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
gotta want to listen. You
definitely.
know what I'm saying?
And right now it's hard times for a lot of people dealing with the COVID situation and everything shutting down and keep opening back up. They can't really move around like they want to from country to country. I mean, it's kind of hard because a lot of people depend on the way that they travel to feed their family. So when you hinder someone, you put them in a dire strait, and then you put them into survival mode to where they have to actually use their survival skills in order to survive, because when you're in survival mode you don't really have time to actually think, so your conscious sense is not really kicked in to the ability to where you could really relax and just sort things out. It's like, okay, you got to decide what to do at that point in time, because
That's
if
a
you
fact.
can't survive then you can't eat, and if you can't eat, then you die. So it's like, okay, what we gonna do now? So when survival kick in, people have to do what they do by all means. So it's always good to have a contingency plan, whether things are good or bad. So I tell people, don't get too comfortable because everything is running good. Sometimes I make myself uncomfortable so I won't get too relaxed. And by doing that, it keep me on my P's and Q's to actually create multiple streams of income, like residual income, earned income, interest income. It's so many different streams of income,
Yeah.
investment income. So if you learn all the streams of income, then you could diversify your income portfolio by allowing yourself to make money on different avenues by making money in your business, that's profit income. Making money in investments, that's investment income. Buying stocks, that's interest income. So once you understand the different type of incomes, then you can actually build a plan for yourself to get into these different income streams and start diversifying the income streams and then master those streams of income to where the money come in without you even doing anything.
And that's a fact because I think a lot of us uh, are blinded by the fact that we think the only way to get money is through entertainment, basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we got to realize that there's a broader spectrum of income that we can get to. You know what I'm saying? So that's
See that's with the hype though, with the basketball and all. Like that's propaganda though, to be honest with you, because they say you either going to play basketball, you're going to be a drug dealer, or you're going to do this and that. But that's not the way everything really works. It depends on the person and what they spend their time doing at the moment. Because a lot of people spend their time doing things that they waste time. And then when it's time to actually go, they can't go because they done wasted so much time in their life. Like we all get a certain amount of time. So you never know how much time you have with a person or how much time you have with your life. So you definitely can't play with your life on no instances. I don't play with my life, period, and I don't play with people. Like we all have kids, some people, and we all have family. If you don't have kids, and if you do have family, you want them to be successful as well as you.
yeah,
So we put barriers together so they won't go through those stumbling blocks that we went through. So, I just calculate every step. So, and I'm not saying that I'm the best in everything and I'm not tooting my horn, but I do have accountability for everything that I do. So I could say that I'm accountable for the things that I do. And I just put my best foot forward and that's it. And really just keep faith in God and things like that and keep my mind on putting out good karma because that's all you could do. Once you put out good karma and good energy is only going to come back to you.
that's a
So if you're not putting out good karma, then that means you on a road to destruction.
that's a fact. That's a fact. I don't think most people know about that. You know what I'm saying? It's so
Yeah,
deep.
it's all in the meditative practices,
Yeah,
being able to meditate, being able to open your chakras, tapping into your third eye and stuff like that. Because once you get tapped in and the portals is open, you automatically align with the universal grid. And then once you align with the universal grid, you get that extra layer of protection because now you could go back and forth from the physical perspective, and then you could go back and forth to a cosmic perspective. And then once you tap into the cosmos and the planets align, you start following the sun and the moon, and you start channeling those energies that's being omitted from the sun and the moon, and you use that energy in your day-to-day practice in order to stay in the proper alignment.
okay. Yeah. Well, you definitely gotta have the right head on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? To even
Yes,
start.
sir. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? To even get that, to even put your foot forward. You know what I'm saying? I think
Yes.
a lot of us are stagnant with just, but like you said, it's propaganda. A lot of it's propaganda that we believe too. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of get a job, go to school, and once you do get a job and you going to school, some people are going to school and they have a job, and when they going to school and they have a job, it's hard because now you got to balance school and work. And once they get out of school, they still find themselves working for someone. And if
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself working for someone, then all you're going to do is make them rich, or you might even learn a set of skills. But a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, but the American way that they was taught is to get a job, learn a life lesson and everything. And like most of the people that's in school, when they get out of school, they wind up working for McDonald's or they wind up doing something that they don't want to do because the job industry is so saturated. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I don't think people go into the fields that. I don't think they think about the fields that going to be sustainable. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Real shit.
definitely.
I don't think they think that far down the road. Like, is this going to be sustainable? Is this job going to be? You know what I mean? And I think that's if you're going to go to college, I think you should pick something that's going to be tangible. You know what I'm saying? Like accounting. Everybody's always going. You know what I'm saying? Like think on along that lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something long term
Yeah.
that you love and that you can actually see yourself doing. Because if you get into a field of work or a field of study or a job per se and you don't like doing it, then you're going to find yourself being in a stressful environment. And then it's going to either lead to health problems or discomfort in your everyday life. So I tell people to pick a skill and monetize it. When you have a skill and you're able to monetize it, and that monetization is able to bring capitalization, you're able to survive in any type of situation. You could put a person in the desert and they could sell sand or either build different pyramids for people to live in. I mean, it's always a resolution to a situation. It
Yeah.
just depends on the mindset that you're in at the present time. So if
Right.
your mind is not in the right place, then obviously your thoughts are not going to be centered around you actually having salvation within your own mind.
That's a fact. That's a definite fact. That was weird. But yeah. Now where did that come from? I don't know.
So with me, I just stay focused on, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. If I'm doing something, I'm focused on it every day until I actually complete it. And once it's completed, then I move on to something else. It's like I don't really take a rest, to be honest with you. I rest by sleeping and stuff, but as far as getting things done, I like to get things done. And I study a lot of different degrees of everything. I like to know a lot of stuff. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So based on your knowledge base, it give you a set of skills, and those skills create action, and that action determine whether you're going to have a good life in your past, I mean, in your future or your present. So it just depends on the person, really. Most people have the ability to succeed, but they just don't have the knowledge or the know-how to put
Mhm.
their best foot forward. So a lot of people will have an ego instead of getting a mentor or somebody that already have been successful to actually teach them along their way. Me, I had a lot of mentors in my life. They taught me life skills, they taught me how to do business because I went to school for it, but it ain't nothing like having a real live
Yeah.
experience. When you go to school, they just teach you the fundamentals of it, but you still gotta actually put the action into it and
Mhm.
the hard work. So if you actually get a mentor and the mentor is mentoring you, then they could teach you the do's and don'ts. So you start learning from their mishaps and the
Yeah.
lessons that they learned, so you won't have to go through it. And those things that happens on that is a lesson, but I document it though and everything. So I had a journal and I filled it up several times. And in my journal, I used to always write all the things that I go through and all the things what not to do. Because sometimes we forget and we might repeat the same thing. So when I go back to my journal and I start looking at years of things that I wrote, it just bring me back up to speed on what lessons that I learned. And then, I have those journals for my children. So when they get of conscious age, I could pass it down to them and
Yeah.
it'll just be like a Bible for them to start learning what I went through and stuff like that. And then I started documenting the things that I do in my life, like as far as my experiences. So I tell a lot of people, if you have money or if you don't have money, you still need these experiences in life. So I give myself different experiences that I want, like taking trips or doing things for the first time. These are experiences that's either going to make you or break you. But without going through these experiences, you can't really say that you have done anything or been anywhere.
That's a fact. That's a definite fact. Cause I think me going to the military and seeing the world broadened my view of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people
Yes,
don't
sir.
see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get stuck in their neighborhood and they think that's it when there's an entire planet out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I had to learn that too. When I went to Hong Kong, I think that's when like it broadened my horizon on different cultures and different business aspects and things like that. When I went over there, and I saw how they live versus how we live and everything, it really gave me a good respect for America, to be honest with you. Even though a lot of people say America is this, America is that, you really wouldn't know America until you leave America and then you come back. Because once you see how other people don't have the free will that we have, they have freedom but not free will. Free
Yeah.
will is the ability to do what you want at any time by creating a business or doing this and everything and just using your own willpower at your leisure. They don't have free will. They have diplomacy to where they told what to do. They control, they in a controlled environment to where if they do set up a business or something, it's controlled by the government more so than controlled by them, and they have a set of rules and regulations that's not even privy in America. So America is the land of opportunity, to be honest with you. It just depends on what opportunity one seek for themselves in order to better they horizon, will broaden their horizon and better their situation. So going overseas really changed my thinking in the way that I see America. I'm not sugarcoating America, but try going to another country and try open up a business and see how expensive it is. I paid 2,000 US dollars to set up a company in America when you can incorporate a company for $100 and you could get it expedited for $200. And then when I came to Dubai, it cost me 13,000 to set up a company in Dubai. And then you get a permanent resident visa to where you don't have to worry about your visa expiring because when you American, you automatically get a 3 month visa. But you don't need a visa to come into Dubai when you American because the American passport is powerful. So you will really not know how powerful the American passport is and why, because all the currencies that's in other countries is pegged to the US dollar. So they give Americans carte blanche to where we go, but we just don't use it because we don't never leave the environment that we in because we was taught and told that this is the end of the road to wherever you live, whatever state that you in. So a lot of people that been overseas, they mind open up and they have a different respect. So you gotta wonder why different cultures and different people from different countries come into America and they become successful because they already been in the pilgrimage in their country, and when they come to our country, they get a certain amount of seniority, but they do get the free will that we have as well. So that free will is like a lion that just raw, and it give them the power to do what they need to do because then they start respecting life more because with more freedom it's more probability to where you could do things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, when you said expedited, like what did you mean by that? Like you build a company?
Like in America, if you incorporate a company, it only costs $100. But if you want to get the company within a few days instead of waiting 2 weeks, then you could pay an extra $100 and get it expedited.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, did most of your businesses start from America and then branched out, or did you just went to these countries and?
Yeah, it started from America. I was taught how to set up a company and stuff like that, and I was taught how to create a tax ID number and everything. And then, I had to learn the economics of it. So just having a company don't mean nothing if you don't know what type of economy the company is supposed to be into. So a lot of people set up companies without economic growth, and then when they don't have the economic growth, they subject to failing because they don't have that structure. And when we talk about foundations in companies, we talking about what economy your company fit in, or what economy your business model fit in, or what type of product you have, or what type of service. Because you either gonna have a product or you're gonna have a service. And either one can make you a millionaire. It just depends on the economy at the time. So a lot of people open businesses in the wrong economy, and when you do that, you don't have the type of customers that you look for. And then when they don't get the probability or the satisfaction that they looking for, they give up. Because then when you first starting, you have in your mind that you want to be a millionaire, you have the excitement, you have the drive. And then when you don't make any money, then it's just like, okay, this ain't working, and then they give up. So instead of giving up, the best thing to do is to actually figure out what economic system that you in and what economy that you in, because the economic system is based on the people, and the economy is based on the government, and the way things work and everything. So I had to learn economics and economies. And once I learned that, I was able to grow any business because I know what economy and economic system that I want to put the business into. So a business in Georgia might not work for a business in Detroit, or a
Mhm.
business in Detroit might
Yeah,
not work for a business in Chicago. So it just depends on the person to actually define what the difference is, and start honing in on their craft. So just like I mentioned earlier, it's about monetizing your skills. So once you actually learn a skill and you're able to monetize it, then that's when you start a business, and then start looking at what economic system to put it in and what economy is going to thrive in. And then that makes you a master of self, because now you already mastered the product or the service. Now you just need to offer it to the people. And if the people like it by you creating something that they want. So, and then I also learned problems and solutions, just like the show.
yeah,
So I learned that if you start a business, you solving people problems.
that's a
So you
fact.
look at what problems is
Right.
out there and what's needed, and based on the problems, you able to create a solution. And if you create a solution for somebody, then they're gonna pay for the solution, because they don't want to go through life lessons and have a lot of heartaches. They rather just pay to get through something so they can move to the next phase and what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and that's true, yo. 'Cause, I heard somebody else say that before. I think it was Warren Buffett that said that, like, create, like, find a solution to a problem, and you'll never be out of business.
Exactly. And I learned those. So those are really the building blocks and the fundamentals that'll build a person up.
Hmm.
See, without those fundamentals, you can never build the proper foundation that your company is going to sit on and be successful. They don't teach you those things in school. They just teach you just the basics, really. To be honest with you, they teach you about just like how to create business, like the consumer versus the distributor, and how to actually do like the number system, the investment versus probability and stuff like that. But they not telling you to go out and find solutions for people problems. You get those type of fundamentals when you're getting mentorship from someone that already been there. So it's different levels of it. You might even go to school for business, and that's not it. So now you have the business sense of it to where you could set it up. Now you need the real life experience, and you only gonna get that through mentorship, or you're gonna get it through failing. So a lot of times you gotta fail to succeed if you don't have the proper mentorship. But if you do go and pay for mentorship, then it ain't no failing, because you already know what lessons is gonna bite you.
Yeah, that's a fact. Because a wise man learns from another man's mistakes, for real. Yep.
Exactly. And then, all of those things need to be documented. So to all the people out there that's listening, the things that I'm speaking, take heed to it because these are the things that's going to make you or break you.
Mhm.
I can't say that I never failed at nothing and everything, but at this point in my life and at this age in my life, I'm not privy to failing because I calculate every step and I document everything that I need to do before I even take the role. And if the role seemed like a long path, then I could either make it shorter by getting the right knowledge or not even taking the path, period. So it's going to be up to me to make the right decisions. People can't make the decisions for you. You have to actually think it all through. And that comes with actually meditation and because when I meditate, I sit back and I'm able to meditate a whole week and meditate a whole month. Meaning, like, if I need to do something, I could play it in my mind before I even do it. And I role play in my mind. And then once I get it perfect in my mind, then I do it in real time. So I just don't go out and actually just do it. I do it in my mind because in your mind you could do it, and if something don't seem right, you could always change what happened. But
Yeah,
when you're dealing with the reality of it, it's hard to go back from it because there's no undo button. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah. That's a fact. Well, good brother. I
So
don't want to keep you too long. I know you over there in Dubai right now. So I know what I'm saying it's a different time zone. But I want to thank you for coming on, brother. The experience,
definitely.
dropping these gems. And is there anything that you want to say? If you want to, shout out or display your businesses and what you do. You got the floor, brother.
So for anybody out there that need financial guidance or mentorship, I'm here. They could actually go through you to contact you and everything, and then you could plug them with me, and I will guide them financially and mentor them. I also make financial investments in businesses to where we could do some co-op things and stuff like that. And I'm here for the people. A lot of my businesses that I do is by word of mouth. We do some marketing here and there, but it's not needed because we solving problems for people. So once you solve a one person problem, they gonna tell another person, and that person gonna want the same satisfaction. So it's all about word of mouth with me. It depends on the marketing that need to be done to it, commercials and stuff like that work, but that's just a representation of the business to actually tell people what you could do, but you only know people will know what you do when they actually hear it from another person's mouth or they see it for themselves. So I learned the best way to market is word of mouth. So one business that I have is Nibiru Financial, where we could finance any situation. And I also have China Luxury here, where we could supply you with the finest and the best human hair for women. And then I also have a credit cleaning company to where we actually clean your personal credit up. We add trade lines to your existing business credit. And then we also have an investment system, which is a crypto investment system. I created my own cryptocurrency coin and put my face on it and put it on the market. And we also created an investment system that allow people to put their money into the system. We have robots that do all the trading and everything and the arbitraging, and they make 1.5% a day when the banks don't pay you nothing for your money sitting. But if you put your money into one of our investment accounts, you will make money every day. You pull the money out every Friday and everything. And then we did a test account that I created, and the test account is earning 50,000 a month right now. So I make 10,000 a week, and it's just a minimum investment until you grow it. You could pull the money out every week, or you can reinvest. I tell people it's 4 weeks in a month. So one week you pull the money out, the next week you invest, the next week you pull the money out, and the next week you invest. And then the more that you invest, the more your account grows and the more the account grows, the more you make daily. So you could build your income up, and then the robots work for you. So while you out doing what you need to do, taking trips, spending time with the family, you got the robots making you money, and the money you make off of the investment system, you can actually take that and create a business and hire staff and put everything on autopilot.
Okay. All right, brother. I thank you for coming on. I will be in touch with you because there's definitely some things I wanted to talk to you about, you know what I'm saying, offline for what you do, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I appreciate you having me. I stayed up for this because I'm a man of my word, and I
Thank you,
definitely
brother.
promised you I
Thank
was going to come
you. Yeah.
on. And I definitely appreciate you. You a good brother. And I want y'all to take this brother into consideration because his platform is a platform that would allow you to reach out to people that can help you in your everyday life and also people that could change your life. So you a good brother for that, giving people a platform and giving them a voice to reach out to the people. So definitely have a wonderful day and night. I don't know what time it is in the States. It's probably like 9 o'clock or
Yeah.
9:30, somewhere around that time.
9:16. My brother, I thank
Yeah.
you for coming on. I'm definitely be in touch. I'm gonna let you get off here because I know it's like 5 in the morning where you at. So,
Yeah, it's 6:16 in the morning, so I'm definitely about to take it down. You have a good day. God bless all of you and your family.
all right, you too, brother. Thank you for coming on. Yeah, he dropped a lot of gems tonight, and I thank that brother for coming on. He called. He's in Dubai right now, so he stayed up just to get us come on the show and talk to us and get drop some gems. So I thank the brother for coming on. Uh, Tune in tomorrow where we have another special guest, Mac Member Tony. This is going to be an interesting conversation. I definitely want to have a conversation with this brother because he's definitely like you'll see when he gets to talking that he's good. Not vouch for his brother. So just tune in tomorrow to Problems and Solutions podcast, MoyasLifestyles.com. And we out here. Thank you for tuning in.